We rolling. Welcome back to the Bees Like That podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chris. Today, February 2nd, is the second day of Black History Month 2024. And I'd like to add in the end of week one of my 2024 competitive season prep, down 6 pounds. Yes, thank you for your applause. You can hold your applause for later. Down 6 pounds, baby. So a little slower start than I would have preferred. I would have preferred to see closer to probably 10 or 11. But I made some adjustments. So this next week, I don't anticipate. For me, the first week or two of prep generally sees the sharpest change on the scale. We'll just use the scale as the metric. Anywhere from realistically 13 to 18 pounds. So 6 pounds is not terrible. It's not nothing. I would have liked to have seen closer, like 12 would have been ideal, but if I could have gotten closer to 8, I would have been a bit happier, but I'm satisfied with what we got. So long as at the end of week 2, next week, I made some adjustments, like I say. So long as at the end of week 2, we're sitting closer to at least 17 to 18 pounds, then we're good to go. Because I have some kind of like adjustable milestones as far as like weight goes, week to week. In all things considered, I mean, like what you see on the scale is just data, right? It's just information. It's not a reflection of value on yourself or your person, but it will tell you if you're in tune with yourself and your sleep habits and your nutrition and your training, where you might be able to shore some things up. Because like for me, for instance, I firmly believe that it's a little shallower this first week because of sleep hygiene. I need to tighten up my sleep routine. Once I get that dialed in, I think I'll be rocking and rolling. Well, I know I'll be rocking and rolling. It'll be all systems go. But yeah, so far things are shaping up really, really well. I half joke, and say that this year, if y'all gonna diet, you better start doing it now. You should have started like 4 weeks ago. And I do mean that, and I do mean this next statement, because it's gonna feel unfair this year. Especially if you remember, I'll do some comparisons, but you remember seeing my presentation last year on stage. It was good. So I think I should set some context for last year. Last year there was no plan to compete. That came like right at the end. So what the plan was is I just started officially coaching as a business, and I wanted to get in shape for some photos for the website. That was the goal. So nothing near competition level conditioning or leanness. We got there, and then my coach was like, hey man, you've done like 75% of the work already. Should we just keep this train rolling and pick a show maybe this summer? Because at that time, the show would have been 3 months away. So I was like, let's do it. So that's how that competition came about. I had no plan. So I say that too to say this about the look. Well, I'm happy with the look, placing 5th. I think I could have placed a little bit higher, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining. That's just personally how I felt. I think I should have placed a little bit higher, but whatever. I think my look wasn't as good as it could have been, because leading up to that point, like, I'd not been training in a competition specific manner, meaning like I was lifting, but I wasn't lifting like in like with the intensity that one would need when they're preparing for a show. You still, while you're dieting, need to train with a fair degree of intensity and pretty hard. You need to train pretty hard because while you're reducing your nutrition, you need to have other things in place to retain tissue. One of the best ways to do that while you're at a deficit is heart weight training, right? You're not going to be building any new muscle, but you're definitely going to keep as much of that harder muscle as possible. So leading up to that decision, I was just on a weight loss thing. I got a weight loss kick. I wasn't really concerned about losing a little bit of muscle because these photos were for the website, and you already know how kind of like photos like that go. But yeah, this year is a lot different. This year's a lot different. The training has been specific to bodybuilding, hypertrophy training. My off season, while short, well brief, was good. It was really good. Shorter than I'd like. My plan next year is a little different. I think I might actually, instead of having a year between my competitions, my off season is going to at least be a year. It'll probably end up looking more like a year and a half, well, closer to just under a year and a half, because I want to compete in the summer. I don't want to compete towards the end of the competitive season. It's going to be cold out, and no, I would rather it be nice. But anyway, that's just me. So that's where we're at with that. But yeah, when I say that this is going to be, it's going to feel unfair, that's because the difference in my stage presentation is going to be night and day. I'm light years ahead of where I was last June. Light years. So it's going to be good, man. I'm excited to see, get this off-season jacket off, Otherwise, we call it our winter jacket, the fluff we put on in the wintertime. I'm excited to get this off, And I did exactly what I wanted to do. I'm probably, close. I'm probably ending this off season. I think I ended it maybe 5 pounds heavier than I would have preferred. That's negligible, honestly. Like I can have an intense, 4 to 6 weeks and make up for that. That isn't fun. And I that's one of the reasons why I would have preferred this first week to have yielded a bit more progress regarding fat loss. Now, keep in mind, not all of that weight that I'll lose in these first couple of weeks is going to be fat. Some of that's going to be water because our nutrition is trending down. So that means a reduction in carbohydrates. Nothing crazy. Like I'm still well in the mid 300s. So still a substantial amount of carbs, a ton more than what the average person ingests every day. So coming down from like 450, 500 grams a day down to about 340, 350, you drop some weight. I don't know exactly what the ratio is, gram per fluid ounce of fluid retained per gram of carbohydrate. I don't really care, but it makes a big difference. And sleep routine and adequate rest. I cannot harp on this enough, and this is something that I struggle to get better at. I'm getting better at as the years go by, but I have struggled kind of historically just because, I can't shut my brain off. I've always been that way. I've been that way since I was little. Always kind of been like a night owl. I can adjust, my sleep schedule, but my brain prefers to fall asleep when it's ready. So anyway, so adjusting that and having sleep being the most restorative and honestly androgenic and fat burning activity that we can do, because we're just laying there and we're burning calories, you know what I mean, and we're building muscle. That's pretty awesome. Or however that breaks down in like the sciencey way. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Oh. But it is Friday. And Friday marks the day of the week that I, Chris Page, your host, likes to have a bit of fun with food. Yes, those days are back, y'all. Woo! For y'all that know me, the Friday reward meals are back in full effect. And the craziest part, this is how you know that I'm a eater, bro. Like, this is how you know. Because dieting 1 week, and my nutrition, I'm not even taking a significant hit to nutrition. Like, I'm still full and fed, and I'm not getting hungry before I go to bed. Like, this is ridiculous, but it's just like the psychology here around food is crazy. If you're in bodybuilding and fitness, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe it doesn't affect you this way, but it does for me. 1 week into dieting, and I'm already daydreaming about food and snacks like a freaking POW. Come on, man. What is wrong with this guy? This guy's got some serious problems. Oh, this guy's got some serious issues, man. It's funny. You know one thing that I haven't done either, and I don't know when I'll start. I think probably I'll give it about a month. Maybe not that long, maybe a couple weeks, but I haven't started with measurements yet. I mean, like body measurements. Some people like to start like right away. I like to just implement the stuff that I know is going to start getting things moving. The scale is a very good metric for me. Very good tool to use. Also, your mirror. Don't neglect to use your mirror. In the way that your clothes fit. Like, these are all things that are going to help you. And keep in mind that your body weight can fluctuate anywhere from 6 to 11 pounds depending on what you eat. So if you have an effort weekend when you were supposed to have a free meal on Friday or Saturday, and you just say F it, and you drink some White Claws, and you take some shots, and you eating some burgers, and some Chick-fil-A, and Dairy Queen, and, you know, Cascade Pizza, and Little Caesars, and all that, bro, if you jump on that scale on Monday, and it's up 10, 11, 12 pounds, don't freak out. You're going to be fine. I would say that you likely would not have gained any like literal weight, meaning adipose tissue, that any scale that you have access to could measure. So extremely negligible. So give it until, you know, day 3, 4, so around Wednesday, Thursday. And that water starts coming off, and that bloat and inflammation and all that stuff, and you've been clean eating and back on routine and structure and training that entire week. To that point, you'll see all that stuff begin to level out, and then hopefully you won't do it again. Because what can and certainly will happen is if you make a habit of this, having the effort weekend, you of course will begin to gain weight in ways that you do not like. Of course, unless you are just like, I'm trying to get jacked. That could be the case. And if that is the case, then I fully support that endeavor and mission and goal. I love it. I want to see everybody build muscle, because it is the one thing that I know for sure will help otherwise healthy people live long, happy, active lives. Muscle. Lifting weights, that's how you get it. Well, nutrition too, and sleeping and blah, 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 all that stuff. But, you know, muscle. Muscle is the fountain of youth. And I don't know why nobody talks about it. Well, that's not true. People do talk about it, but people don't take it seriously. Some people don't. Some people do, like me. I'm 45, and I'm planning on taking as much muscle into my 50s and 60s as humanly possible. For real. You know, like I'm not sure how long I'll compete. I know that there's a master's division or a master's class, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I don't know that I want to compete much past like 50, 51. And just, Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 50, 51 yet, so we'll see when we get there. Anyway, we're just rambling. Happy second day of Black History Month. Yay me. First successful week of 2024 prep for my competitive season. We're going to hurt some feelings this year, y'all. Peace, y'all.